Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking this time out to listen. This message is inspired by my new book, Facing Your Foe, on confronting the critics. And I will tell you that sometimes people are not going to want to face the facts or the truth until after they have been exposed. Okay? When you get this particular book, this book is an empowering book for those who want to just speak up for themselves, speak up for others about some devilish, twisted, ugly stuff that is going on. Okay. And when you feel empowered by books and by teachers, support groups and others, you are able to go the distance with the Lord, because He is going to put more wisdom upon you, provide you with more tools, and then you are able, of course, to help others through your circumstances. Okay. You have those individuals that are just not going to want to be truthful initially. So you will hear something that they say. Let's say it's a conversation that you're having, but then it begins to take a different turn because the facts aren't adding up. Okay. So rather than argue, you decide to do some research on your own. You might even interview some people. Okay. And then as you learn some more things, you might even question or doubt. There comes a point where you're going to want to confront the person about some things that you heard or said or experienced, or you want to know more overall. Now, the facts that they gave you may not add up. But when you confront them, if they're a believer, they should be okay with answering your questions. They should be okay with providing some proof. Sometimes people don't want to do that, though. They want to distract you, or they want to go along with what you have found, right? But they never want to admit to the lie that they told or the exaggeration. Okay. Oh, well, I know this individual. I know him very well, says someone. And, there are some things that he could do for me, blah, 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 blah. We have this history, yah, right? Okay. Then you do a little, research, and you uncover that no, it's not what it appears to be. And so when you bring the information to the person, now they're going to go along with the facts because they can't keep up with the lie. The world is small, and it gets even smaller when you got liars in the mix. And they never know when you're going to end up running into some people. So it's just best to come out with the truth, right? But oh no. Some people are going to insist on the lie. Some people are going to even turn the wheels on you because they don't like the fact that you brought up the information that you found out. They might even go so far as to get others to hurt you, because they don't want you going around telling the truth. Okay. But there is that point as we walk with the Lord that we do have to confront critics. We can't always pray and stay, in the dark and, go off into the room and just keep praying. There comes a point where we come out and we say, listen, just the other day you did A, B, and C. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it. Now, a simple statement like that, you could very well get away with saying it, and the person says, well, I apologize, I'm sorry, let's, do something, to just, make wrongs right? They might be reasonable. But there are those who they're not going to be reasonable. Why are you coming to me with this? Why are you telling me this? Why do you feel like you can just say this, that, and the other? You're nothing more than a troublemaker. Go away. Oh, and by the way, remember when you did such and such in 19 something, and I didn't bring that up to you. So why do you feel like you got to bring this up to me? Well, I feel this way, and that's why I want to bring it up to you, because I really don't want to resent you. I really don't want to be bitter towards you. I really don't want to use some passive aggressive techniques on you. I really don't want to cheat on you. I really don't want to lie. I really don't want to do too much of anything that the enemy right now is telling me I should do to you. This is why some people do come to us with some things that we really don't want to hear, because the enemy is whispering. The enemy is tempting them. They may never say it, but that is the truth. So it's just best for me to come and sit down and talk with you, because I got a monkey on my back, or I got an itch and I need it scratched, or I'm thinking about doing some things. If you're a manager, like getting rid of some folks, but let me just talk to them first, because maybe, my information is incorrect, or maybe I was just having a bad day. So, I want to talk with some people and find out some things. You see, you don't know if your job is on the line. You don't know if your marriage is on the line. You don't know if that person is ready to step out on you. You don't know if that person is about to carry some information, but they're coming to you and they just want to clarify some things. You don't know. You don't know. And this is why we try to handle people with care when we can. Because I will tell you that there is no way I'm going to sit down and break down every little itty bitty thing that I'm thinking that the enemy is putting in my spirit, or, temptations or whatever to people. I'm just not. But I am going to phrase some things in such a way that I want them to understand that there are some things that they're doing, or there's some things that they're saying that it's making me doubt, it's making me question, it's making me want to do some further research. Your information is not adding up, you see. If we consider these sorts of things before we, become quite guarded and ready to start fighting with folks, then maybe, just maybe, friendships, relationships, partnerships will be more amicable. But if I am right away having a defense, I'm all ready to fight, I feel like this person is in my space and they're about to, ruin my spirits, then it's going to be war. But are you willing to experience all of what comes with war too? You see, when we look at things from an international as well as a national perspective, we can see that war costs much money. War costs lives. War also will change things in the way that we know them to be. And if you are not ready for the war, then you don't want to call the war. Okay? This is why it's always better to go in peace if you can. If you don't have to confront the individual in the way that you see in many movies and what you have heard, where a person is seated before someone, then you don't have to. You can do things through letter. You can do things through text. You can use visual images. You can write books. You can do audio like this. You can talk with a mutual friend and have that friend address the issue with the person. It's sometimes face-to-face confrontation is not always good. It is not always safe either, especially when you're dealing with a violent temperament. Some people are very much willing to tell you, oh, sure, talk with this one and that one, but they don't, think about those people who cannot be talked to. They just can't. They're very cold-hearted people, and the minute they don't like something that you say, they're ready to jump up in your face. They're ready to threaten you, name call, emotionally abuse you, take things away. Some folks know you just cannot have that sit-down conversation with them. I've said this in other audio. And so when you know that somebody is like this, it's just always best to figure out some creative ways in getting your point across. Sometimes the point is going to be so strong and so hard and might even cause a person to want to do some things to you. But if you are at a distance, right, and you are safe, they cannot touch you. Their words might touch you, but their fists won't. Okay. So this sort of thing takes place with some individuals, and You've got to be prepared for the confrontations. There are those things that you may not have thought about that are in my book. Please do take a moment to check it out. It is called Face Your Foe on Confronting the Critics. It is based on the blog faceyourfoe.blogspot.com. This book is volume 1. There is a volume 2 coming up. I hope that you will just really take the moment to check it out. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time out to listen. Please do check the description box for anything related to your situation. And as always, to God be the glory.